everyone, it's Nadia from YARNutopia. Today we're making number 347 granny square of our 365 days of granny squares. Still can't believe it, we are almost done. I'm like saying this every single day because we're in the last month and it's so much fun and so exciting. Kind of sad that we're ending, but it's a great project. So today's granny square is fabulous. I say it every day. Every square has been so fabulous this year. And this one is called Sundial and is designed by Maria. Make sure to check out her written pattern that's linked in the description of this video. Actually, go check out the photos on her Ravelry too, because the different color changes that you use make this design so different every time you make it. I'm just using 2 colors today, but you can use as many colors as you want. I am also ending on round 6 today, but this written pattern has 9 rounds. So if you want to, you can go on to making the last 3 rounds and make your square a little bit bigger. But I ended on round 6, and that is as big as my square came out to be. A very nice size. So the colors I'm using are just Red Heart Super Saver yarns. This is a 10 ply size 4 worsted weight medium yarn. It's kind of a thin yarn, not too thick, kind of like a double knitting yarn. It is a worsted weight yarn though, so you can use any scrap yarn that you have. You don't need a whole lot, and you can use any yarns, any colors that you want. I'm using green and red. I'm feeling quite festive today, so I'm using those 2 colors, and I'm going to demonstrate this using an H size hook, which is 5 millimeters. So, but this square turned out smaller, obviously, because I ended earlier, but you can make yours the 9-inch square going on to making rounds 7, 8, and 9, but I'm just going to teach you how to do rounds 1 through 6, and that turned out to be 6.5 inches, which is, in centimeters, about 16.5 centimeters. So that's how big my square turned out to be today. You're also going to need a scissors and a yarn needle to cut your yarn and sew in your ends, especially if you change color as often as I do. So now, before we begin, I have to mention there are links in the description of this video. So there is that link to the written pattern for Sundial by Maria, so make sure you click on that and follow her written pattern. Also, there's a link to my Facebook and Instagram, so make sure you follow me and also share your photos. So on Instagram, make sure you hashtag 365 days of granny squares and hashtag YARNutopia so that I can see your square on Instagram. You can also follow me on Snapchat. I know a lot of you have been following me lately, so make sure that you follow, my story and everything. You can see behind the scenes clips of what we do here at YARNutopia headquarters. And also there's a link to my website, YARNutopia.com, where you'll get all 365 days of granny squares. So make sure you click that. You can get the pictures, the thumbnail. If you click the thumbnail of the photo, it will take you to its video tutorial here on YouTube. At the bottom of that blog, there's also a list of the ones that have written patterns available to you, so you will see number 347 down there as well. So you can click that and follow along with Maria's pattern. And then at the top of the blog, there is a paragraph. I encourage you to read it because a lot of you have had questions about this project. You can find all your answers in that top paragraph and how to attach your squares in the video at the top of the blog. So make sure you check that out. And lastly, I have to say a big thank you to my dad, Fuad, Azmat, for taking the time to make this video with us. He is our videographer, editor, and photographer for all of our videos, so make sure you subscribe to our channel. And if you have a moment to support YARNutopia this year, there is an eye in the corner of your video here in the top right corner. You can click that and support YARNutopia so we can keep bringing you these crochet tutorials. So now let's get started and make number 347 granny square. Alright, let's start out with a slip knot here. Put your short end over your long end, fold that down and pull that through and pull it tight. Insert your hook and we can start. Let's start out by chaining 4. So yarn over, pull through 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then go all the way into the first chain way over here. Go in for a slip stitch, so go in, yarn over, pull through, and that creates a nice ring. If you know how to start with the magic ring or the magic circle or adjustable loop or whatever you want to call it, you can start that way. But we're going to go on to round 1 by chaining up 3, 1, 2, and 3, and that counts as our first double crochet of this round. And into this ring here, we are going to put 15 double crochets. So yarn over, go into the ring, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and then yarn over and pull through 2 more loops. Okay, that is a double crochet. So again, yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. That's 2. This is 3. Here's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You can see I'm working in a circular form here around this ring. Here's 11. You can scoot these over if you need to, make more room. 12, 13, 14, and 15. Alright, so there are all our stitches. So now we have to count back 16 stitches. It will lead us to this chain up 3 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And we are going to slip stitch into the top of that chain up 3. So go into that stitch, yarn over, pull through, and then pull through. Okay, and that was round 1. Now, if you are not changing color, just, let's see here, we are going to chain up 3 and go on to round 2. But I'm actually going to change color here. So I'm going to chain 1 and cut this yarn, pull that through and pull it tight. You can start in any stitch around. I'm just going to start right in that same chain up 3 that we slip stitched into. And I'm going to grab my other yarn, pull that through, and then chain up 3. 1, 2, and 3. And in that same stitch, we are going to make a beginning double crochet cluster. So yarn over, go into that same stitch, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, but hold it. We're going to yarn over again and go back in, yarn over and pull through, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops. So now we have 3 loops on our hook. We're going to yarn over and pull through all 3 of those loops. And that's our beginning double crochet cluster. Now we're going to chain 1, so yarn over and pull through. And in the very next stitch, we are going to make a regular double crochet cluster. So yarn over, go into this next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, but hold it. We're going to yarn over again and go into that same stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, but again, hold it. We're going to yarn over again, go back into that same stitch, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2 loops. So now there's 4 loops on the hook. We're going to yarn over and pull through all 4 of those loops and then chain 1. And now we're just going to repeat that sequence all the way around. So in every stitch, we're going to cluster stitch, just like this. It's like making partial double crochets 3 times in that same stitch. And then having 4 loops on the hook, we're going to yarn over and pull through all 4 loops and then chain 1. Okay, then hop to the next stitch and cluster stitch in there. And then chain 1 and hop to the next. So do that all the way around for 16 cluster stitches and 16 chain 1 spaces, and then I'll meet you up for round 3. Alright, when you finish your last cluster, make sure to chain 1 and then slip stitch to the first beginning cluster stitch. So not in this chain up 3, but actually into the cluster stitch. Go in, yarn over and pull through, and pull through. Okay, and now we can go on to round 3. So if you're not changing color, slip stitch into this chain 1 space and chain up 3 and go on to round 3 with me. But I'm going to chain 1 and cut this yarn, pull that through and pull it tight, and insert my hook into a chain 1 space, grab my other yarn, hook that on the hook instead, and pull that through, and then chain up 3. 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to do basically the same thing we did last round, making cluster stitches, but we are chaining 3 in between them now. So yarn over, go into the same chain 1 space, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, but hold it. We're going to yarn over again, go back into that chain 1 space, yarn over and pull through, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops. So now we have 3 loops on our hook. For the beginning cluster, we're going to yarn over and pull through all 3 loops, and then chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. Then hop to the next chain 1 space right here and make a regular cluster. So yarn over, go into that chain 1 space, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through 2 of those loops, then yarn over and go back in, yarn over and pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 more of those loops, and then again yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and then yarn over and pull through all 4 of the loops on your hook and chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. And then do that in each chain 1 space. So cluster stitch, 1, 2, 3, yarn over, pull through all 4 loops, and then chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I'll just do that all the way around, and then I'll meet you up for round 4. Alright, just finishing round 3, we have to slip stitch into this beginning cluster stitch. So like I showed you in the last round, not this chain of 3, but go into the cluster stitch, yarn over, pull through, and pull through. And if you're not changing color, just chain 1 and go on to round 4. But I'm going to chain 1 and actually cut my yarn, pull that through, and pull tight, and then insert my hook right back into that cluster stitch. Okay, and then I'm going to grab my other yarn, pull that through, and then chain up 1. And in the same cluster stitch, we are going to single crochet. So go in, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Now, in this space here, we are going to put 2 half treble crochets into the double crochet cluster that we skipped on round 2. So yarn over twice, go down into that cluster stitch that we skipped over, we chained 3. We're going to work around this chain 3 space, so fold that down in there. Yarn over and pull through, okay, and pull up, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and then yarn over and pull through the last 3 loops on your hook. That's a half treble crochet. Okay, so again, yarn over twice, go down into that cluster stitch down in round 2, then yarn over, and we're working around this chain 3 space, so yarn over everything. Pull it through, pull up, yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over and pull through 3 loops. Okay, that's a half treble crochet. And then we're going to put 1 single crochet into this cluster stitch on round 3. So right in here, go in, and then yarn over and pull through, and yarn over and pull through 2 loops. So we're going to repeat that all the way around. So 2 half treble crochets go into this cluster stitch down here. So yarn over twice, go down into that cluster stitch in round 2, work around this chain 3 space, so yarn over, pull through, pull up, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and then yarn over and pull through 3 loops. And again, yarn over twice, go down into that same cluster, yarn over everything, so working around that chain 3 space, pull through, pull up, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 3. And then single crochet into this cluster stitch on round 3. So go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. So that we're working around these, making that interesting effect. So I'm just going to repeat that all the way around, and then I'll meet you up for round 5. Alright, when you're finished with this round, making your last 2 half treble crochets, we are going to go into this first single crochet and make a slip stitch to close this round. So go in, yarn over, pull through, and through. Now if you're going on to the next round without changing color, just chain up 1 and go on to round 5, but I'm going to chain 1 and cut my yarn. I'm going to change color back to green, so pull that through, pull tight. If you're changing color, just start in any single crochet of this round. So I'm just going to start where we slip stitched and picking up my green here, hooking that on and pulling that through. We're going to chain up 1 and we're going to single crochet into that same single crochet. So go in, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Now we're going to single crochet into this half treble crochet. So go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Now between these stitches here, between the half treble crochets, we are going to put 2 single crochets between there. Just kidding, we're only going to put 1. It says single crochet between 2 half treble crochets, so I meant just 1, sorry. So go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. And then we're going to single crochet into this next half treble crochet. So go into the stitch, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through 2. And when you come back around, that actually, putting these single crochets in between your half treble crochets is going to increase this round to have more stitches. So now we're just going to single crochet into the single crochet. We're just repeating what we did. So single crochet in the half treble crochet, put a single crochet between the half treble crochets, and then single crochet in the next half treble crochet. Okay, so each stitch gets a single crochet, and then in between the half treble crochets you're also going to put a single crochet. So at the end of this round you should have 64 single crochets in total. So I'm just going to repeat that, and then I'll meet you up for the next round. Alright, when you come back around, make sure to slip stitch to the first single crochet of this round, so right in there, yarn over, pull through, and pull through. Now, if you are not changing color, chain up 4 and go on to round 6 with me. I'm going to chain 1 and cut this yarn, pull it through and pull it tight, and I'm going to insert my hook. You can start in any stitch around here. I'm just going to go right where we fastened off. And if you're changing color, hook on a new color, pull it through, and then chain up 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that's going to count as our first treble crochet of this round. And in the same exact stitch, we are going to start making our square shape for round 6 here. So we're going to treble crochet into the same stitch. So yarn over twice, go into the same stitch that we just attached to and chained up 4 in, then yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, yarn over and pull through 2 more loops, and then yarn over and pull through those last 2 loops. That is a treble crochet. Now we have to chain 2, 1 and 2, and put 2 more treble crochets into that same stitch. So yarn over twice, go down into that same stitch, yarn over and pull through, then yarn over and pull through 2 loops, yarn over and pull through 2 more loops, and then yarn over and pull through those last 2 loops. So again, another treble crochet into that same stitch. There we go. And then there's your corner. If you can see, this corner shape here is forming. Awesome. Now we have to double crochet into the next 3 stitches. So yarn over once, go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and then yarn over and pull through those last 2 loops. That's a double crochet. So you have to put 1 in the next 3. So that was 1. Next one is 2, and the next one is 3. Then we have to half double crochet into the next 3 stitches. So yarn over, go into this next stitch, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. Okay, that's a half double crochet. So yarn over, go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. And the next stitch, a half double crochet. Now we're going to single crochet into the next 3 stitches. So go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Next stitch, single crochet, and the next stitch, single crochet. Then we're going to half double crochet in the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to double crochet into the next 3 stitches. So yarn over, go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So that's 1, 2, and 3. Now this next stitch is going to get our corners here. So treble crochet, yarn over twice, going in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. So we have to put 2 of those. 1, 2. Okay, then we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and put 2 more treble crochets in that same stitch. So in that stitch, there's actually 4 stitches in total. 2 treble crochets, chain 2, and 2 treble crochets. And you can start to see the square form here. There's our corner here, our side, and then the next corner. So now we're just going to repeat what we did between these corners and this corner all the way around. So double crochet in the next 3 stitches. If you need to, rewind this to see what I did between the corners and make your square here. Or you can follow along with the written pattern. We're double crocheting those next 3 stitches, then half double crochet in the next 3 stitches, then single crochet into the next 3 stitches, then half double crochet into the next 3 stitches, and then double crochet into the next 3 stitches, and then your corner is in the next stitch. So that is 2 treble crochets, then a chain 2, and then 2 more treble crochets, all in that same stitch. Okay, so like I said, you can rewind this to see what I did between the corners, or follow along with that written pattern, but I'm just going to repeat the sequence all the way around, and then we'll meet up for the next round. Alright, when you come back around, be sure to slip stitch to the beginning of this chain up 4 here, and we're going to make a slip stitch just like that. And you know what, I actually, while I was making this square, I decided that I am going to end on this round. My square is as big as I want it to be, so I'm just going to chain 1, cut that yarn and pull it through and pull tight, and then sew in my ends. However, there are 3 more rounds to this square, so you may want to just follow along with the written pattern. It's linked in the description of this video, or the first link on the description there. You can see that there are 3 more rounds, rounds 7, 8, and 9, to make your square just a tad bigger. There's a nice treble cluster design, and then single crochet rounds. So you can check out that written pattern, make yours bigger, and if you do make yours bigger, share your photos. I just have these ends to sew in here. Let me quickly do that. So a lot of you have asked me too, how do you sew in your ends? So this is how I just grab the yarn needle and sew on, or weave in the ends here just like this in the same color. Some of you go back and forth, some of you just go through. It's really just to hide the end and make sure that it doesn't unravel. But there it is, number 347 granny square, finished and complete. I'll sew those ones in later, but I just want to show you how it looks. You know, when I was making this, it kind of reminded me of what number 73 granny square looked like, or even number 136 granny square. I went back and saw those ones, and it looks very similar to those, but regardless, it's a different design, different designer. So thank you to the designer of this square, Maria, for designing this sundial square. Like I said though, go on to making those other rounds and share your photos, hashtag 365 days of granny squares, so I can see your pictures, and I'll see you tomorrow. Happy hooking!